Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Google Digital Garage. My name is Joseph Kelly Muldoon. I'll be your trainer today. We also have the wonderful Kirsty over here who is moderating. So do feel free to introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, maybe why you're here today. And we'll basically be going through the presentation today, which is manage your digital footprint for job search. Essentially, this is a bit of a whistle-stop tour about how you can make sure you manage your social media presence, but most importantly, not just social media, but what it is to have a digital footprint. And this is particularly prevalent when it comes to job search. As a lot of you will know, there's been many people on TV. I think I'm a Celebrity once had it, where they started the show, but due to something they said years ago, they actually got removed from the show because they didn't manage their digital footprint. So today's session, we're going to go in through this. Before we get going, if we could do is have a little look at the top of the screen, approximately here. We'll have the refresh button. The refresh button should sort out any audio or visual lag. So do feel free to hit that. And as we've only got 15 minutes, let's kick into today's session. So we're going to have 2 bite-sizable chunks. Usually there's 3, but with this condensed session today, we're going to have a quick whistle-stop tour of both of these. So first of all, we've got understanding what it is to have a digital footprint, understanding your digital footprint. So where it is, how we can control it, and more importantly, why we need to look into this. And then actually, how do you actually evaluate it? And once you understand it, how do you evaluate what it is to have your digital footprint? What can you do about it? So let's have a look deeper into this. First of all, we're going to have a look at understanding it. So the reason we need to understand this is 57% of recruiters say they discovered content that caused them not to hire someone, which means over half of recruiters have found something social media-wise that has caused them to not hire a person based on the content that they have found, which to me alone says you need to make sure before you start applying for jobs, before you hand in an application, before you even start the process, that you need to look up your social media presence. Because at the end of the day, anything from you liking a post that's inappropriate, that's funny, that was funny when you were 15, when you were 14, when you were 21, in theory, if you have liked a post, commented a post, engaged with a post, you have associated yourself to that post. So we're going to have a little look at that deeper later on. But the first thing we need to discover is, well, what is a digital footprint? Essentially, any and all information that is online to do with you is your digital footprint. All information that exists online about a person, a brand or organization is the digital footprint. I like to think of this quite simply as if you're walking along the beach and you were walking in the sand, as you take a step, another step, another step, you leave your footprints behind you. Now imagine swapping those footprints out for a digital like, a digital comment, a video you posted online. As you walk, as you put those comments, as you like that content, you leaving footprints in the sand. All you can do at this point, all the footprints that you've left behind for your entire digital life, is look at those and rub out the ones that you don't want to associate yourself to. So unlike that post, delete that comment, remove that post that you did X years ago. Obviously, there's a finite point if someone's print screened it and so on that you can not remove, but you can do the best that you can do. So see your digital footprint now as plans that you can do moving forward, which is going to optimize the chances of you getting jobs in the position that you want. So first of all, check your digital footprint. So we need to look at content that you have shared directly. So if you engage and you found a post funny, maybe you've posted something on LinkedIn about an article that you've wrote. Maybe you've posted something on Facebook about something that you have posted about a event that you've been to, about a class that you've been to, maybe even a networking event. If you post that online, doesn't matter what content, you have shared that. Go through all your different contents on social media and look to see which ones you have shared and see, is it appropriate? Is it something that you want other people to see? Or do you even associate yourself to that again? So start to look at content that you share directly. Next, we're going to have a look at follows. So if you follow a page, if you follow something on social media, you're associating yourself to that brand. You're associating yourself to that page. And this might be that when you were 12, when you were 13, you followed this, you were engaged highly in whatever it is that you followed, but now later on in life, you're not. You also may have found something that's socially funny when you were 14, not so funny when you're 21. And all of a sudden, this could be the difference between you getting, I suppose, a link or association to something that could or could not get you a job. And then posts that you are tagged in. Again, go onto social media. Facebook is a really good one for this. It has posts that you have shared or images that you've shared, images that you have been tagged in. From this point forward, go to settings and turned on tag me notifications that I had to approve, which means then no images of you get officially shared with your name attached to it unless you approve it. So you're just reducing the possibilities of you being tagged or associated to something, even if you were part of it, but more importantly, showing the world digitally that you are associated to that post or that tagged image. This is really relevant, for example, like when you go on hen do's or stag do's or weekends away or a night at the races or whatever, all of a sudden you can put your best foot forward online. And if you want to separate your life, this is what I do. I have Facebook for my personal life, and I lock that down quite heavily and change my name so that that is my personal life. But Twitter and LinkedIn, I make my professional life. And I only have things on there that are associated professionally to me, which means I control that to what people can see about me. Evaluating your social media. How can we do this? So once we've got a solid understanding about what a digital footprint is, now we can take the steps to actually evaluate what I can do. So assess your content. Take the time now, make a note, write down each of your social media accounts that you have. So do you have TikTok, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, some of the more sort of niche and smaller ones, any profile that has you associated online, even MySpace, maybe even High Five. And you might think, well, these aren't relevant anymore. But actually, if you had an account when you were younger, and you've got to be a bit older like myself to actually have one of those, have you looked at it? I found a photo bucket account that backed up my photos, that put all my photos as publicly visible and had 57,000 people have looked at them. Luckily, they were just photos of stupid things in my life when I was younger. But I then found it, removed it because it had my name associated to them. Once you've done this, then you can start to evaluate who is in your network. So look who's in your network. See who the people you are associating with. Do you need them? Are they adding anything to you? Is what they're posting appropriate? Are you engaging with content or following content that you no longer need to? So see who is in your network. And if you've not got some people in your network who you think would help, why not see if you could add them? Send them a little post on LinkedIn. Adjust your privacy settings. Like I said a second ago, we've got privacy settings for each social media platform. Do you lock them down or do you open them up? So adjusting your privacy just optimizes the chances of you basically finding everything that you need about yourself and then controlling what it is once you've posted this content or you remove the content. Once you've done this, start to think of what could you do to make sure you're not posting content that is not necessarily questionable, but something that you shouldn't post online. So could you set yourself some social media guidelines? You may do this already, but say, for example, maybe you've got older relatives, maybe you've got friends and family who aren't so socially or digitally savvy. Even something as simple as, do you post any confidential information about yourself? And this could be something as simple as, I'm at the airport now, going to Ibiza. I'm at the airport, going to Hong Kong. To me, what that says is, I'm at the airport, I'm not home. So you're opening yourself up to a different tin of worms. So all of a sudden, just start to think, do you post confidential information? Pictures of your cards, pictures of your debit cards, credit cards, excited about your passport. I had a friend, for example, who posted their work card saying they've got a new job. They crossed out all of their key numbers, like my identity number, the work number, but then she left on a QR code. I just took a picture of that QR code, put it on my phone, and that pulled out her work identification number. And I'm just someone playing with technology. But somebody else could then use that to print off another card and get into her work, and it would be associated to her. So think about what is confidential. Think about what is something relevant to you. Ensure your content is accurate and reflects your values. So making sure that what you are posting about, what you are writing about, think about before you post it. Don't post when you're angry, for example. And again, obviously, never post content showing supporting illegal activities. It could be something that you think is a bit of a whim, a bit of a like, a bit of a comment. I agree with this. But if it's extreme left wing, extreme right wing, or even just left wing or right wing, think about what that impact is on you as an individual. The company that you're working for could be more socially related, could have more to do with different systems of working class, middle class, upper class. And if you're suddenly basically saying you vote or massively agree with the opposite wing, all of a sudden, are you going to increase or reduce your chances of getting a job with that company? All because you've not thought about the impact of what you're posting now. And then last of all, practice discretion when leaving reviews for a previous employee. Don't just waffle on and say, this was the worst employee I ever had. Think, do you need to leave that review? This is also not just leaving a review for the company, but leaving a review for you as an individual. You can both be professionally accurate and yet leave something that is clear to the employee that you've just been at, maybe that they could have improved things. It's about choosing your words, choosing your timing, and researching what it is that you have posted. Be active on your network. So it's great that we've got social media, but think about what you can post to let people see you. We talked about digital footprint being your past. You can lay the seeds for your future, which then means you can grow these relationships. So engage with people in your network that are with potential organizations you want to join, or with big people who are known in that industry, influencers. By sharing your interest, by involving yourself with these, you're going to engage with companies, hopefully, that you're interested in you and you want to be interested in them in the future. And more importantly, all of this reflects your personality, that you want to expand professionally, that you can talk and articulate and word things that are professional. That means when someone finds these, all of a sudden, they're not just average footprints in the sand, they are golden footprints in the sand, because you've researched what to talk about, you've written it well, you have displayed it, you put images, you put an article, you put time into this. These things come with time and come with knowledge. So think about what it is to post, and this will reflect your professional personality. So this is now over to you. How will you clean up your digital footprint? Have a look at dc.me. Kirsty, if you could put a link for that, I'd be much appreciated. This will show you a link to all of your profiles online on different websites. If you have a Gmail or a Hotmail or Outlook account, are totally free as well. And you just swipe left and swipe right if you want to keep it or delete it. But what's great about this is it's starting your journey. How will you do this? Go through your posts, go through your social medias, look at your security settings on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, Snapchat, any other profiles that exist. And all we're saying is spend this time to tidy up your past digital footprints in the sand and start to plan your golden footprints in the future. Because the more you do this, the greater the chance that you can demonstrate what you do. And for example, on Twitter, next time when they look at it, you started posting about relevant content, they're like, oh, this person's evidently put some time into this. Could we use them? So last of all, I'd just like to say thank you for anyone that's turned up. It's great to see we've got a few people here. We've had Sandra, we've had Kelvin. It's great to see that you've turned up. If you do have any questions, please do ask them. But otherwise, hopefully you've enjoyed this. This gives you a really quick bang, in and out bit of knowledge. And hopefully this will help you develop your social media knowledge, hopefully improve the potential options for you getting hired and moving forward into a career that you want. Thank you very much for everyone that's joined us. We'll hopefully see you again at the Google Digital Garage. And remember, if you go to the Google Digital Garage, if you go to Google, type in Google Digital Garage, have a look at other courses around this. There's another one called Find Your Career Goals that I think would match really well with this, and building a CV and cover letter. Thank you very much for everyone that turned up. Hopefully we'll see you again at the Google Digital Garage. Kirsty, thank you again for moderating, and have a good evening all.